Hello everybody, it's me, and welcome back to another video. Now, in this video, I wanted to talk about all of the new confirmed, I think confirmed, quote-unquote confirmed, new moves coming with the level cap in, we're not sure if it's Lanthian City. But, yeah, there's a lot of new moves to go over that were leaked in the level cap that's going to be level 50 level cap. And I really wanted to talk about a lot of them. Some of them seem amazing, some of them seem horrible and scary, but, yeah. Let's just get into it. Now, the first one, let me go pull up the notes. Okay, here we go. Now, the first 7 we actually already went through. Armor down, blind spot, splitting headache. All these guys we already went down in another video. But if you don't know, armor down basically increases your speed by 2 and removes metal typing. That's why Valkyrie and Cena are getting it. Loomian's blind spot, it's basically a melee 70... basically a melee light type move that is 70 in strength, you know, and it hits through fortifications like Scapegoat. And we all know what Phantom Flashes. And a splitting headache is like ill will but ranged and mind type. Mudslide is basically like a it does damage and also gets rid of traps. It's a ranged move, 70 strength. Zulong got Shrew Blast, which you could use over it so nothing can dodge and stall your energy, you know? And here are the 3 rats. As you can see, these are all going to be very good buffs. Umbrat got Bulk Up, Luxor got Peace of Mind, Teclipse got Dark Surge. That is very scary, mostly because Teclipse Dark Surge. Now, plant types such as, well, most plant types are still going to be able to counter this, check it. Just not really check it anymore. Like, things like Festifer, Odasho, Nevermare, those guys have to be scared at Eclipse now because they can actually hit them back very, very hard. So that's pretty scary. And Luxor getting Peace of Mind and Umbrat getting Bulk Up is kind of scary because now you can use a Stretch and Bulk Up or Peace of Mind, and now suddenly you can barely get hit. And here is one I've actually been asking for a little bit. Avatros to get a Brawler move, and Jamiy did the smartest thing and gave it Driving's Force, so it can still hit like things like ice types, and not metal types, ice types that can wall it out. But gave it negative priority, so it's still kind of a still a mind game to figure out what they're gonna do. And Smolder is getting Brawn boost, which is pretty scary. Imagine getting to +2 with Smolder on a defensive one. Suddenly, it's like Hoganosh. Like, it has setup, and now suddenly it can be very offensive in its own right. And Borak is getting Bulk Up. Oof, that's scary. That would suddenly be Borak at +2. Even then, still, Wobblist can check it, which is nice. Eliguana, Dazzling Barrage. It's basically like Pine Shot, but melee and light. I think it's melee and light. We're going to figure out if I'm wrong or not, but I'm fairly certain it is. And Gastroke's getting Bait, unnoteworthy. Wikiyuki's getting Mudslide, which is actually a pretty decent buff, because now I can hit fire types. You can hit fire types and get rid of traps with recovery. It's going to be maybe it could be used a little more now, I'm not sure. Tortigua's getting Blaze Punch at 46, which for me, why? What's the point? It's not going to use melee moves anyway, but I guess it's kind of cool. And Shachi's getting Dismantle. Now, if you actually do not know what this move is, don't worry, I didn't know at first, but I did a little digging. And Dismantle, here's what it does. It gets rid of all enchantments on the opponent's side of the field, and as well as lowers their evasion. I'm not sure if Jamiy wanted to deal with evasion. I don't think he wanted to. But if you're confused on what enchantments are, think of it as Light Screen and Reflect. Those are being added someday, but they're going to be called enchantments, such as Shield enchantment and Armor enchantment. That's what they're being called at the moment. And Mudslide Setamars, we already talked about what Mudslide is. Basically, it's ranged, more offensive version of things like Gust and Burn Up, you know? And Fantasion's getting Maroon, which for me was a kind of a weird one, because Maroon's still like, what, 70 power? And so is Geyser, so it's not really a point to using unless you want to energy stall things, so I guess it could be useful if you want to energy stall over burning. So, I mean, it could work. But here's one I was really scared of when I read down this list. Ursel Recovery Jab. Recovery Jab is like Drain Punch, so this is a 80 base power move that Ursel's getting with its stab and sharp claws that is 55% stronger. So it would be somewhere around 42.5% stronger. So it would be a 122.5% stronger. It'd be 122.5 base power brawler move for Ursel, which is terrifying, and plus gets all its health back. Ursel's gonna be very, very good. Not that it's already not very good. Your Uptidon's getting Mudslide, which is a very big buff people have been wanting for Uptidon. Still walled by Nimue, but still pretty cool buff in its own. Volcalo is getting Eerie Stare. Interesting. I mean, now it's not really going to use that unless it's using like a melee kind of set, like on Braum Boost, but I guess it's kind of cool. Volcaloa is also getting Blaze Punch, and now it makes sense why Chartiki also got Blaze Punch, because Volcaloa and Chartiki, I think, share the same evolution line, because they go for Kabunga. No, I think I'm right about that, right? I'm not sure. I forgot. But yeah, Volcaloa is getting Blaze Punch, so I mean, it's a cool buff. 10% strong. No, what is it? 5 base power % stronger than Fire Slam and Blaze Chomp, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it'll be interesting. Surely it will be interesting. These are not noteworthy because they already are rally moves, so we don't really need to care about those. I think Primus has to level up. Trumble's getting Driving Force. I guess to hit bulky bugs like Odasho and Spreezy, so you can swap them out if you don't want to deal with them. Mewtwo's getting Gamma Pulse, which is going to be an awesome buff. Awesome buff. Although if you are worried, just use a Festifer. It still somewhat checks it, so you don't need to really be worried about that. And if you are still worried about that and you want something more offensive, use a defensive Valkyrie. And Isagul is getting Soul Storm. Scary. I guess it's a scary buff, you could say. Although, if getting that, it's not going to be that scary, but I still think it'll be better. It'll have a stronger stab, so it'll be kind of scary to deal with. Farragut's getting Shrewd Blast, so it can hit Ancients, and I really always forget what Ancient also hits. Oh, I always forget what it hits. What does it hit? Spirit. Ferroglyph it basically just hits Ancient types, so that's pretty cool. Garbanus is getting Earthquake. Okay. Interesting. It's probably still going to use Clay Slap for speed control, but I guess so. Stratosaur's getting Magnify. I've been running a setup move on Stratosaur for a long time because, hold on. Let me show you something. Let me get rid of these notes so I can show you. I've had this thing for over a year now, and I'm waiting for it to get like a setup move because like I'm gonna use it over Gust, and then boom, I can suddenly become a sweeper. I just have to worry about other metal types. Yeah, if I was to get rid of other metal types, like say Hagenosh and such, I could actually use this thing, Magnify up to get to +2, and I'm already at +1. Don't ask me what this is. I made it like a long time ago, and I didn't really focus on anything. All right, anyway, let me actually get back into these the freaking list. All right, heading back into the list from Stratosaur's Magnify, we have, oh my god, I tabbed out. We have, where is it? Where was I? Diborg Provoke. That's gonna be pretty good. Now, mostly because Diborg needs a bunch of support moves. It's been getting a lot recently. It has a Square 1. I think it got Charade. I swear no, that's probably Skellig. I'm thinking Skellig. It got Square 1. It should get a lot of support moves for it to work very well. But the fact that it now has Provoke is going to be very good because now you can provoke it and then set up Poison, which would be awesome. And then you could like if it ever gets a recovery move, that would be very nice. All right, next one is Hunter Chase Down. All right, Hunter Chase Down. Was it? Is that what I said? Yeah, 100 chase down. Now, that'll be interesting, you know, because I don't really see it really needing that unless you're trying to use, because I know one of my friends, Bullet punched, he used like Hunter semi-stall or something, so maybe get some chip down with Hunter, but I don't really see the meaning or the use behind it, because it's not stab boosted, it's gonna be a 40 base power move you have in your arsenal. Not really sure, but it kind of makes sense because it's like it's a police dog, you're chasing down a enemy, you know, so interesting. And I keep forgetting where I keep tabbing out. Skellig Primal Slash. Skellig already had Primal Slash. Just level up Pike to 44 and then evolve it. But yeah, for people that didn't get it, it's gonna get it soon, so don't worry. Joltooth Clay Slap. Finally, it can hit things like Tyrex. That's gonna be a scary buff for Joltooth, because if you use Bulk Up, you know, or you use something like Bane of Haste, you know, suddenly Joltooth is gonna completely sweep you. You just gotta be very, make sure you got Tyrex ready to swap into this. Like, you could use like something like Staunch, or you could swap into something like Skellig's Combative. You could do something like that. You really could. That'd be interesting. Interesting to see. Inferno's getting Bane of Haste, a new bulky Bane of Haste setter, but this is different. This is consistent Bane of Haste, because you have Power Napper, right? If you use something like a robust, heavy shield, 200 melee defense, something in range defense, and like 200 health, 200 melee defense, something in range defense, and the rest in like speed or such. Not speed. Suddenly you have a very bulky Bane of Haste setter that can come in. So this is actually going to be a really big buff to Bane of Haste teams. That's really exciting. Very exciting. Armor's getting Tsunami. I think it already had Tsunami, just that a Wild Owl learned at 45. So I know it was 44. I don't remember. It got it at some point, but yeah, it already had Tsunami. It just didn't. Some people evolved it before they could get it. And Blowtalk's Baneful Bash is gonna be a very good buff. So then it gets a better stab. So that'd be an 85 base power stab, which is gonna be very, very nice for Blowtalks. We're just getting Life Drain. It already had Life Drain. There's not really a need. Not really a need out of that. And here's where, well, it already had it, but if you evolved it before you got to like level like 44, then you didn't get it. But then Servolin's getting Tease. If you actually do not know what Tease is, think of it as Torment from Pokemon. If you don't know, I think it's Torment. But like basically you can't use the same move twice in a row. So it kind of stops setups, you know? Maybe you could like fight your opposing Servolin, you use Stretch and then Bulk Up, you know? And such, but then you can't spam the same move, so it could be useful. I want to see Tease used like effectively in some kind of battle. And Wenton's getting Dazzling Barrage. If you do not know what Dazzling Barrage is, I think I already explained it, but it's a melee 25 strength light move that hits 2 to 5 times. And this is where I jumped and screamed. I was so happy when I saw Carolyn's getting sharpened. Holy crap. You know how much I love Carolyn. It's one of my favorite wall breakers in the whole game. Now that's getting sharpened, I'm going to change my set from Very Brawny to Brawny Nimble and use a Stretch sharpen set with Adaptive Assault and Rough Up and play it safely as a set. So that or use Health Amulet just so I can get health back. But if you think about that, suddenly I can't miss, and I have very good neutral coverage, and like I can't miss. I'm gonna deal incredible amounts of damage. Carolyn will suddenly be a setup sweeper. It's gonna be absolutely incredible, and I am very excited for this one. I am very, very excited. Whew. And Zephelin's getting Mudslide, which is not really a buff it needed, but now it can get rid of traps, which is gonna be very, very nice. I think it could already do that before, but yeah, pretty interesting. Venolin Dissonant Chord. Now, that is one that prevents Loomians from going to sleep. Now, if you think about that, that could be kind of useful against things like Obsidian, because Venolin's going to outspeed Obsidian if it has a certain speed investment, or not at all if you're not even running Sluggish, and the opposing Obsidian is running Sluggish, then you could prevent it from Beast Slumbering up on you, and that would be absolutely fantastic. So, yeah. And now, Oxstreak's getting Driving Force, which it already technically had, but you had to get Copper Rush to 45 or 44. Not sure which one it was, but yeah. Now, this is one that would really scare me. Recovery Jab, Wrestling. Now, Recovery Jab, I already explained it, but I actually already did the calculations yesterday. If you have 100, so I'm gonna do this real quick. So Recovery Jab with Restolan, that'd be 130% of 80, right? Which is 104. So you do 80 plus 104. So basically, and the reason I did 30 is because of the essence, and we're basically gonna be having a base power of 184 move that recovers Resolin's health. Get your Scorching Skin Revenines ready, people. We're gonna need something to counter this thing. Holy crap, it's gonna be scary. I don't think Nimue... Actually, Nimue can still effectively counter it, I think. Just, it can't do that because it's gonna get all its health back, so it's gonna be a little scary. Get your spirit types. And Buzzlin is getting Kamikaze. Now, this is a move I actually didn't know what it did till I did a little bit of digging. Now, Kamikaze, as you can probably tell, it does something, but it's going to faint itself, and then it's gonna go minus attack on the opposing Loomian, both of the attacks, which I think is gonna be pretty interesting. It's like parting shot, but you freaking die. Waka Blocka is getting Peace of Mind. Oh my god. Yes, I could use the Raven Wisp with Peace of Mind with those 3 attacks. Whew, suddenly I'm gonna be able to do a lot of freaking damage. It's gonna be awesome. That or I just use Bane of Face, Peace of Mind, and then Psychoblast Gamma Pulse, which I really could. Wallbite Eclipse, but what isn't Wallbite Eclipse in this game? It's ridiculous, but I'm very excited for that. Festive Fur's hitting Thistle Slash. I mean, it's the same thing as Tatab. Bushwhack is 65, Thistle Slash is 70. It needs Timber Thrash, if anything. And then it'll be a very scary presence. And I played Festifer for a very long time, so I do know how to play Festifer fairly well. But yeah. And your snack is getting Exhausting Jab. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's the exact same thing as Recovery Jab, except for its energy instead. So it'd be extremely overpowered on something like Mutagon, for example, because that's a punch, you know? That'd be very powerful. But yeah, those are all the new moves that they're not confirmed. He did say he would remove some of them if they are indeed too powerful. But for one, I already know that Kirillin is going to be freakishly powerful. Where is he? There he is. There she is. But yeah, think about this. Get rid of this Rejuvenate so it doesn't have longevity. Get this Sharpen, Stretch, suddenly with a different kind of set than this. Boom. You're a freaking sweeper. That is going to be amazing. It's getting Sharpened. That's incredible. Shachi, we're going to enchant someday, which is going to be amazing. You can suddenly... Stall team's going to be very difficult to break, to be honest. But yeah, I'm very happy with these buffs, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.